Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976. Allowance is made for fair use and purposes such as criticism, comments, news reporting, teaching, scholarships, education, and research. Fair use is permitted.
This is a public service announcement. If you have great-grandparents, even grandparents that were originally born and from Virginia, North Carolina, South Carolina, Pennsylvania, and even Georgia, they had been misplaced and migrated even more up north or out west, Midwest. I want you guys to listen to this. Now, if the original inhabitants of the American lands were the tribe called Catawbas, these were the native people that occupied along South Carolina and the rivers, including Virginia and North Carolina. Now, there are other tribes included. So, Petey, Chicora, Itesto, Santee, Yamasee, and another tribe,
Chicora Wakamba.
If these were considered the Cherokee lands, how did America not only be discovered by you-know-who, but in a sense, we have to boil down to the misplacement of our grandparents. And then we lose track because we are just told something that really you can't trace back with them unless we do some sort of research. So going into all of these misplaced tribes, the original people inhabiting the land, I learned a little something, including with our grandparents not only missing their tribe, their heritage, but a lot of information because of the misplacement. All right, so a lot of the heritage was just lost. That's the point I'm trying to prove, in a sense. And I want you guys to go back and ask your grandparents if you can get their surnames of some of the family members going up the tree, because a lot of the family members these aren't mine, by the way, no, but I just realized that there's a lot of information that's missing because of broken records, and I'm just going to leave it at that. So not only were a lot of tribes pushed away, so I showed you the beginning, from the very beginning of, let's just say, the land, until the point now when Andrew Jackson came in and pushed these elders, our ancestors, away from their original heritage. And I mentioned South Carolina tribe Catawba, and I may be saying that wrong, and no disrespect, please, no foul, no harm. But there are a lot of you with the last surnames that have changed over time, and you don't even know, where you come from because of the misplacement that they tried to take. Well, they actually succeeded in it, but the Southern Native American land is the Cherokee land. And if you have the surname Creech or Creek, that is also part of a tribe that was misplaced and pushed away to kind of remove not only the people off of the land, but to take what they actually owned and profit from it. I mean, in all seriousness, there were even Indians in Mississippi. I'm not kidding when I say ask your grandparents where they originally were born, because a lot of the native Indians were not privileged to move to the foreign territory, to the protected land, and they were actually pushed up north or Midwest and stripped from their heritage and knowledge so they could take from them sort of a power that we had from the very start, to kind of condition that we have no real Cherokee Indian blood. And remember what I said, the Southern Native American is the Cherokee land. So I'm not just saying that the Cherokee blood, or, I have Indian, I have Cherokee, and how people say Cherokee in my family. No, this is the real sense of what I am talking about when it comes to the color and the land and the soil and the skin. And remember what I said about the natives occupying the lands around South Carolina, North Carolina, and Virginia. They were all of the Cherokee skin color. And it's just to kind of bring light to the Aboriginal sense that we have it all in our bloodline, and not everyone is from Africa or overseas, in a sense. We have to remember, besides our grandparents, mothers, we have to go back to our grandparents, parents. And it's just something to think about. But when it comes to the Aboriginal sense, the Native American heritage, the Cherokee skin and bloodline, there are a lot of blacks who are now just having to self-claim that they are black African American.
But what is a mistake without the lesson?
That doesn't seem like
the best teacher in life is your own experience. None of us know who we are until we fail. They say every man is defined by his reaction to any given situation. Well, who would you want to define you? Someone else or yourself?